get to introduce you to just a few of them here before we kicked off the show. Now, first things first, someone who's been here at Bungie for a little bit and someone who has also agreed we're going to do it on film and make sure that everyone knows that you've agreed to take me on a run at some point. But Kevin Yanis, Senior Design Lead here at Bungie, how's it going?
It's going great. I'm really excited for this truly momentous day.
It's going to be a lot of fun. What about today's show are you most excited about?
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited for the team, or for everyone to see the team's work on the runners. We've been developing these gameplay fantasies and visual for a long time. I know the community's reacted really positively to some of the previews we've given. And, you know, Bungie games have this immaculate touch and feel, this great gunplay. And with Marathon, we're adding tact shooter elements to it to really increase that depth and mastery that people expect from our games. So I'm excited to see how everyone reacts to that.
Yeah, now we're going to get to see a lot of that soon, but we're also going to get to see, you mentioned you get to work on the runners. Can you tell us just a little bit without spoiling what's on the show, what we're going to see today?
Yeah, sure. With these runners, you're going to see they're pretty archetypical. So you're going to see different but clear and distinct fantasies and gameplay identities and roles. And hopefully people walk away from this understanding how their team compositions are going to look like and what their friends are going to play.
Outstanding. Kevin, well, thank you for being here today, man. We appreciate it. As we go right on down the line, we're also joined by Senior Engineering Lead here at Bungie, Mr. Sean Chan. Sean, how's it going, man?
Hi, I'm great. Yeah, it's really good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. That's so nice of you. For folks out there that may not know what it is a Senior Engineering Lead does, what do you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I make sure.
Let's see where this takes us. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not excited for Marathon. Don't even know what to think about Marathon.
Obviously, here working,
but I'm willing to give it a chance.
An intersection between
Let's
art
see
and
what they got
science. Anything particular today that you're really excited for people to see?
We have a lot of cool tech that
What
people
up,
haven't
Jeff?
seen yet, like stuff that can happen in this game that we just haven't seen before. Right, so this will be the first time they see it. I'm really nervous, and I hope everything works well.
Being nervous means you're both excited but want it to go well, so that's a good
Give
thing.
me a second.
Absolutely.
Well, Sean, thank you for being here today.
Hold on.
Joined by Marathon's narrative director, Julia Narden. Julia, how you doing?
Really excited.
What up, Craig?
Today we're obviously going to get a lot to show, or get to show off a lot rather today here in just a little bit. But what are you most excited for people to see?
Oh man. So as you know, we've been treating this as both a reimagining of and a direct success. We've been treating this as both a reimagining
what
of
about
and a
now?
direct successor to the original trilogy, which means we've been
Let me
taking
know how it
that
sounds
really
now.
rich, textured world building from the original games and using it as sort of a sacred foundation that we want to continue building on. And finally, finally, we get to share some of that with our community today.
It's very exciting, and selfishly, as someone who grew up playing the original trilogy with his dad, it's been so much fun getting to talk story with you. Can't wait for everyone to get to see. Anything in particular, anything else that you're excited for people to get to dig into as they learn more
It's
about
a
Marathon?
marathon.
We've unleashed a little bit with the ARG and everything.
It's a marathon of cheek busting. The show hasn't started yet. It actually starts in about 7 minutes. This is just the preliminary stuff, so you guys haven't missed anything. Oh my god. All right, so I don't know what to expect from Marathon, truthfully. I'm not excited for it, but I'm not against it either. I definitely want to see what they have to offer here. Whew. We shall see. We shall see. Marathon. Hopefully the media doesn't attack the game so it can at least be online for some months. We will see. We will see. You got to remember, this one isn't a PlayStation exclusive. This is a multi-plat game, so I don't think they're going to be as harsh as they normally are. While they probably will still be harsh, but it won't be harsh in the sense of we're just going to be nasty because we don't have access to the game on our preferred platform. But we'll see. We shall see. Oh boy, man. I feel like I ain't been here in such a long time, and it feels like it's been such a long time. Even though it wasn't really a long time, but it just feels long. I ain't gonna even begin to tell y'all why I have been missing in action. Maybe I will. Won't be right now though. A+ Ultra. That sounds like what? This game is gonna be so fire. Maybe. Probably not. You know, again, I don't know, man. I don't really know what to expect from it. I don't know how Bungie all of a sudden became like this terrible developer or studio or publisher, or, you know, however you want to look at it. But it happened right after the acquisition, right after Sony purchased them. All of a sudden, everybody had a bad taste in their mouth with Bungie for absolutely what I feel is absolutely no reason. Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been out of it. I've been out of it, Thrash. Nigga, what? Okay, this is the weirdest thing in the world. I see Thrash in one chat, but I don't see him in the other chat. I can see him through OBS, but I can't see him through... Yo, what the fuck? Hey, that's wild. Hold on. Oh, nah, there you go now. Now you showing up. Now you're in the chat, the regular chat. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's been quiet as hell, dog. Let me tell you, bro. All these social media platforms is nothing but noise, bro. It's nothing but noise, bro. Bro, I've been just like taking care of real life shit minus the noise. All right, it's about to begin. We are about to see what Bungie has been working on. What's up, Cyber Dragon? Triple OG, Triple OG, Triple OG. All right, let's turn it up a little bit so y'all can hear and see what Bungie is about to do. I don't know, it's probably gonna be some bullshit. We gonna see. All right. Gameplay reveal showcase. Showcase begins now.
back to Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But no need to worry. You're not going to have to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show.
Hey, it's cool. I'm here.
First things first. This gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Super excited to finally show something about our game. We've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another video in addition to the one of just you in your office hanging out.
Exactly. So, I won't be talking for like 20 minutes straight this time. I promise,
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
I work with a lot of amazing people, some of the people on this stage, a lot of people who are sort of in the audience here today. My goal is ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together in a singular experience, and help to deliver that experience as a single thread. So, just love that.
Thank you very much for being here today, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, they nervous as fuck.
As we go on down the line, we're also joined by a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games and film to life, our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going?
Hey, don't be nervous, guys.
Joe,
you
for
worked on
anyone,
this.
obviously you've got some fans here, but for
Tighten
anyone
up.
out there in the audience at home that may not know you or doesn't get a chance to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon. And, my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of this.
Wait, hold on.
This IP.
Are y'all not getting from them that these guys are nervous as fuck, bro?
For success.
They are all nervous as shit.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
I know this
A lot of
rambling
today,
talk,
so
bro.
thank you for being here as well. As
This
we
is
go
crazy.
right on down the line, we have, without a doubt, the most important Andrew on this stage here today, our gameplay director, Mr. Andrew Witz. How's it going, Witz? Witz, for anyone out there that may be just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us
Is
just a
that
little
the
bit about yourself?
marathon logo on his
Hey,
head?
Rich, I'm the gameplay director. What basically means is I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up what the survival sandbox of Marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau Ceti. So what up to the gameplay team? Thank you all for all your work.
And of course, last but exceptionally not least, someone who you've probably seen in Bungie Vidocs in the past, and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3.
Look
the
at
one,
how
the
he's
only
tapping the
Mr.
chair.
Senior design lead here, rather,
He's
the one, the
nervous
only
as
Mr. Lars
fuck.
Bakken.
He's showing two signs. Not only is he tapping his fingers on the chair, he's tapping his foot on the ground.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Lars,
now
we're back.
he's
could say
moving that exact
Marathon's
same
back.
foot.
You could. I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the audience who may not get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now. A lot of fans out there. So the Run team is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into, we make the activities, so we take some of the cool stuff that
Sony
Andrew's
spent
team,
like
we remix it, we add the UESC
3.4
in,
billion
we
or
make them real
3.6 billion or
difficult on
something.
purpose.
They
And
not
then we
getting
also
rid of
have
Bungie.
the contracts team, which are the factions, the corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries, and that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything. And so that's the stuff I hopefully make everyone proud with.
Well, we'll get into that here very shortly, but no, thank you all for starters all for being here. Before we get started as well, a quick reminder, do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop that's going on right now. And if you also go ahead and subscribe to any channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure to drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation, so thank you for helping us help them.
Hey, let's
do
get
some good
on
out
with
there.
it, big dog. Let's go.
And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly. We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show. So make sure and stick around. But
hopefully
again,
a release
the purpose
date,
of today is
nigga.
just to
Make
show
it
some
happen.
gameplay. Mr. Joe Ziegler, I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next part.
Yeah, so before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So
Hey, listen, Ziegler.
let's take a look.
Hurry it up. Oh, wait, hold on. This ain't what I thought it was gonna be.
Death. The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
Yo, this looks crazy, bro.
Marathon will be releasing just later this year on September 23rd, so you'll be able to ship out to Tau City very shortly. And in addition to that, coming just later this month on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later. So to make sure you're caught up with all the details and you're ready to go, do yourself a favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg/marathonthegame. And of course, if you're here in Twitch chat with us today, then you've already done yourself a big favor. Members of our community and moderation teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to drop codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority access when the alpha kicks off. So go ahead and keep an eye out on your inbox. There's no exclamation point drops or anything you need to do, though I'm sure folks will do it anyway. But worry not, you've gone ahead and done yourself a favor by being here today. But let's get into it. What did we just see?
A lot of death, you know, is first what we all saw. But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, you know, our extraction shooter that we're creating over here. And it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there. It's got some weapons in there. It's got some crazy stuff happening, but yeah.
Yeah, a little taste of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions. The flip scope is in there, so weapons are going to do more than just shoot, obviously. It's a Bungie game. We got to like really push things. Yeah, a lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. Yeah, a lot of awesome stuff.
And some fun world interactions too. Like there's that sequence where the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room. But that's, yeah, it's pretty cool to see those things.
Yeah, everything goes wrong, the Andy Salisbury story. Mr. Ziegler, so why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
I mean, extraction shooters are something that are passion of all of ours. Like, we really like the idea of bringing this experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. You know, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you, and testing yourself to see if you can survive it. And we really wanted to take that and sort of, I don't know, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, you know, attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah,
you know?
No, it shows. And you know, Lars, obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started at Bungie, it was on the multiplayer team. And I am a competitive person in my nature. I really enjoy PvP. And so having to take that in the marathon game and think about every single angle of every design, knowing that there will be other human beings in, around, and on the other side of it has just been fascinating and really exhilarating for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
Yeah, it's been really exciting to see. And you know, obviously, you mentioned we saw a lot. We saw some runners. Mr. Witz, can you do me a favor and help introduce these 4 runners that are going to be available when the closed alpha test begins?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here for they're going to be in the alpha. So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players. Next, we have Blackbird. It's a very reconnaissance-based kit, all about like figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing poor positioning. Glitch is like our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing and getting out and kind of having that kind of cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak. Into the darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise. So yeah, this is our core.
I'm going to tell you, this game, from what they showed, it actually looks
and
cool.
even furthermore, Joe Cross.
What I like about it is it's not the typical shooter. It's not the typical 2-lane or 3-lane or whatever whatever you have there. But it looks like they're actually pushing the boundaries with how you can maneuver and how you can move throughout the landscape. It seems like it's more interactive. I don't know. They only showed us so much, but it looks different. It looks a lot different.
For these runners, you know, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy well. And then we sort of have our unique recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world. And one of those sort of constraints we've created is this idea of graphic realism, where we kind of reduce the amount of geometry, we limit our materials, we use a lot of graphic design and color, and we sort of use it as a tool to onboard artists who are working on the project. And then it doesn't hurt to have a world-class concept team cranking this stuff out. That's sort of the origin of a lot of these designs.
And obviously the world of Marathon has so much legacy to it as well. As a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself. But what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. For art geeks out there, the sort of the father of the Marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig Mullins, who you see art represented on the left. Started out as a fan. Then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we were doing justice. And you can see here in the center, this is kind of a proto-runner we developed early in the process to make sure that, our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird. With a similar fantasy and composition. So I think it's working out well, and I think we're doing something new, but also sort of looking back.
It's like a 3-panel study on how to hold the spine, right? Is what you're looking at.
Right,
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that said, if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many as we can. We're going to be showing, again, a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes to mind, please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But,
gameplay, motherfucker.
We've obiously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more Marathon gameplay.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Wait. So what is this? Is this PvP? Are those real people or are those the...
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats.
So you gotta be worried about all the shit that's in the world, plus the other plus the other actual players.
Of Tau Ceti 4
this shit gonna be mayhem.
Materials and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple: get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive.
Oh, so they taking the Helldivers approach.
Grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault.
Huh.
Death
but
is
what
inevitable.
If you die, you lose all your shit?
Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents. And in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight. Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront.
Helldivers 2 is an
Dynamic and
extraction
tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how.
Yo, let me get
Because
the LMG or the
players
sniper,
with
nigga.
skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out, to streamline playing with your friends. Death
Oh yeah, this is definitely Helldivers-esque.
And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out.
Oh nah, that'll be too fast. That'll be too Call of Duty-ish. Thrash. That'll be too Call of Duty-ish, man.
No 2 runs in Marathon
Can't have
ever
those
play
2
out the
seconds.
same.
Those 2
With
second
dynamic
kills.
events,
Kills.
variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective.
Oh,
Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction
I
reputation?
guess Helldivers 2 actually
Slip
has
into
a
the
time limit
shadows
too.
as void and ghost past your enemies.
Oh,
Search the map
nigga.
for rare materials and
Oh,
profit opportunities.
I can see it already.
Without being discovered.
That nigga that could go
Want to
invisible,
push enemy teams
you're gonna
and
have
steal
full
their loot.
teams of just
Bring in
that
glitch
nigga. I
with
bet.
agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends. Grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked
Yeah, I wonder
play,
how often you're gonna
discovering
see the other
secrets,
players
seasonal storytelling
versus just the
community
regular
events,
enemies.
and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
All right.
Yeah, I hope they limit it. I hope per run. I hope your squad can only have one of each class. Like everybody has to pick somebody different from the class. If everybody could pick the same person,
Again, what was it like kind of approaching this from your perspective?
that's gonna. I already see how that's gonna go.
you know, build on the legacy. The narrative of Marathon is incredibly rich and like inspirational, easy sort of inspiration for art. I also love just sort of having the keys to this car from this era, working on a game from this era. I love older games. I love the way the games look from the PS1, PS2 era. So there was a lot for us, and you know, like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists.
Do y'all realize what they did with the characters? I want to know if y'all realize what they made sure that the characters had no real identity.
He's almost an Andrew Witz, but he does his best.
They did that to avoid the DEI
niggas. Put you
niggas.
on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler.
But if you look at the characters, they all look generic.
I play a variety of them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most is Blackbird. Yeah, probably. Any Blackbird mains out there? I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. Like, it's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun, Mr. Witz. I think you and I share the same main.
So let me tell you what you're gonna have. You're gonna have the nigga with the sniper. And you're going to have the Void character that goes invisible. I think the dude that's invisible got a sniper too, right? But you're going to have one nigga camping all day. You're going to have the dude with the invisibility, with the invisibility, dog. You're going to have that motherfucker on the field. Bro, this game, if they execute it properly, it's going to be crazy. It will be fucking nuts.
An enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then like taking like the arm cannon and just knocking them out of like the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe,
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks, "What's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?"
There are
the
a
game
lot
is
of traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner.
Yeah, like everything in like we're making like a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so like if you want to go fast, like Locust has like a super sprint, so to speak. Like they have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where like the body overheats, and so this character has like some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into like finding implants that maybe like expand like how much like your heat meter, and also give you more agility, so you can even go even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of when we place a mobility thing in there, we really want to make sure. It's like, how does this affect the pace, and how does this affect the overall survival sandbox?
And to be fair, we're still looking at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of sketchy. Yeah.
No, we have a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details, Witz, I'd love to still kind of bug you a little bit. In Marathon, build crafting is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so like the runners are essentially like a base, right? And so each runner has, they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right, as our Tox, and so you can build up resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing, and then you get like a core specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump? Like that's how much we want to kind of push that, so that gear really matters. And so builds are like completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments, Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially like exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can do some wild stuff? So yeah, like really it's the entire package together is what the build crafting experience is in Marathon.
That's super exciting. And actually, to that same end, we got a question in chat as well from, I think, Firex is how you pronounce it. How many players are going to be in each map?
Varies per map.
Yeah, it varies per map.
Got it.
The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So going to be room for a lot of play styles. To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and sell out the best strategy.
I have to give away my secrets. So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so, if you go on a run with me, I'll be like, hey, any claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack, and I'm doing crazy things like, okay, so Void has a prime ability that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that, it's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible, you get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside, right? Someone comes in after me, they're gonna have a very bad time. But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot and I'll claymore it up and then close all the doors and leave and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, maybe 5 minutes later I see the shield crack in the HUD and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah. How about you, Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
Well, if you know me, I'd rather look good and lose. So I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my play style, I'm typically just a decoy. So
it's like, Joe, go over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Look really great.
Yeah, exactly. Just stand in the open for a little bit. Yeah.
So that's the end of my run story.
Fair. Well, we want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it. So actually, to that same end, obviously we do a lot of play testing here internally. Witz, I know you mentioned you've got a folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like, I'm safe, like I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like there's no UESC around, there's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player, like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room and then the other team is right there and you're like, oh crap. Like, and then you're like, this is all out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments where you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where, these mercenaries kind of going crazy. Like all these players are jumping in.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Listen, the tactics are happening fast.
Okay. They're just processing power.
The math is going. Like it's happening.
It's improvisational, right? Yeah. It sounds like, runs can obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from Sharky218. Is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go after while they're out there in Tau Ceti?
There's a ton of them.
There's a ton of them.
Yeah, there's implants, there's cores, there's equipment.
Wow, I can't
there's
grenades.
Consumables.
We'll talk about grenades.
Yeah, there's grenades. We have a bunch of different types of grenades in the game as well that you can loot in the world. We have valuables. We have backpacks. Yeah, attachments, weapons, materials, keys.
And there's a bunch of stuff too that we're just, we call valuables, but like there's times when you're running low on money and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now and I need to pick up these things and get my money, into my space bank. So.
Space bank, yeah.
That actually is a good segue from, and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo asks, what do I do with the loot when I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it was related to sort of our factions and contract system. But if you want to talk a little bit about that, Lars.
Yeah. I mean, we've got this entire system we call factions. You're doing contracts, they're like missions, and you are being greeted originally by AI representative because you are a mercenary. You don't really have allegiance to anyone. They are going to pay you to do these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew said, sometimes you'll run into danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction and the contract system is like you could complete the, download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time. And so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
I was going to say, you're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right?
Yeah.
Like essentially, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer, so just in general, be able to do fight all the different, hostile entities in the world, like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified by UESC and all of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units, like you want to be able to not only withstand that and players. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to get loot again.
And honestly, like a lot of the loot translates into things like upgrades, that you utilize through the factions. But there's also an in-game store called the Black Market where you can use a lot of your currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself if you go on a bad run, or to upgrade yourself if you need anything from that space. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out. I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing, besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide things. But I think Andrew could talk about it,
Yeah, we want to make, this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of, morph the Bungie action game into in the survival space where, again, everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, you're not going to have a limb system where your limb's broken or anything, but you will, guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game. And so if you are hit with a chem grenade, right, you're gonna be toxed, you can be immobilized, right, which really slows you down, you can be overheated. There's all these things, and that pushes you into using consumables and making sure you have an answer for these things that happen. So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approachability of the action game, right? And so that's how we're trying to marry that together. And in addition to that, if you have some bad runs, right, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot kind of going down, we have the sponsored kits, it's kind of talking in the video earlier, where it's a package of gameplay items like weapons or equipment or maybe a shield or something or consumables. That's kind of the floor for what we think you can be really you can be capable in the environment and actually fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling where the goal is that you can always clutch even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in really high-end gear, because that's your payday, right? That's the beauty of the moment of oh my God, I took this player and they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hurts. I mean, obviously, going to be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha. But we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention how a big part of what we do here at Bungie is working alongside our community, which is why we've also had the chance since about 2022 to work with hundreds of different creators in our community as well, to go ahead and get some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week had a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
You kind of feel the blood pumping.
Got him, got him, got him. Down them all again and 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 again.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! No, they got out!
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
This is what Sony was supposed to do with Concord.
This is such an exciting time for us. You
They
are the
did it,
first group outside
but
of
they
Bungie
should've.
to playtest our alpha build.
Look daddy up, let's go.
Okay, I am ready and up. Whenever you two are. Is there? Oh, we are bringing some money in this time.
Quick read.
Oh, you looking around?
Yeah, I'm gonna see who we got to read with.
Alrighty. Bio research is right next to us. You want to do the intercepts?
Yeah.
You just want to grab that real quick?
Yeah, we can do that.
Nah,
You wanna get
Corey,
going?
he gotta
Yep,
tell you
may as
how
well.
much he don't
That
care
should be a
about
good
this
one.
game and how much he think it's trash.
That is-
Man, let that get his bars.
Oh, okay. There's so for the gang, there is fall damage, and it is severe if you
There
drop
is. I got a mod
a
earlier that like drastically reduces it though. So there are ways to reduce it.
I may have just exploded my kneecaps.
If you dash right before you hit the ground,
When you hit the ground,
don't take
it saves it.
damage.
It'll break the fall, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
AI on the right. Yeah, more AI inside the little shrubbery compound over there.
A hostile unit is calling for reinforcements.
This is definitely giving me Helldiver vibe.
Sorry. Excuse me, sorry.
You good? You good?
Yeah, still heading to field maintenance.
Yep.
Oh, I got AI over here like crazy.
Oh my god, you didn't jump up. Are we killing them or ignoring them?
AI with a snipe up above is looking at me.
I need some.
Yeah, they got this weird, funky colored
I got
color palette. I don't really too much care for that, like lime green, yellowish color.
Oh yeah, here I think. Player. Dead one. I hit one, bridge killed, but I'm 1-2. Down. That's all of them.
Nah, this is on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. Switch to a catch fire
Either way,
and burn
I'm
it
getting
up.
shredded right now, so I gotta
Let's
be
clear the one, clear the AI outside first. They're just gonna beam us if we don't get rid of them.
Yep.
What?
That's a purple one.
Boy, that time to revive is crazy.
Oh, hell. Wait, the one that's at fire like 5 knees. Oh,
The Grenadiers, yeah. They're pretty great. What do you have on your little guy?
Oh, one of the guys you killed had just been weapons on him. Poor guy.
Oh, mechanics kit. That's what we need, right? We just have this mechanical status effect.
I'm using that.
Yeah, I'm inside with them. When you have the mechanics kit, it doesn't take anything. You're just good. Yeah. I'm unlocking the box. Yeah, dropping in big ones too. They've got long shots in too. Oh, yeah. That's gotta be.
I played one shield. There's a loot up there.
Boy, I ain't gonna even lie. I had to look hard to see what the fuck he was shooting at. That's fucking ridiculous.
Where are they?
They're on the balcony, like south 200.
I got one knocked. I got one knocked.
Nice. That's
annihilated, dude. Oh my
god. On me. I'm out of ammo.
Yeah, I would say it's a self-res.
Yeah, there's a sniper.
Freaking no! It's a Brian! Kill him, he's a fiend, dude.
I'm coming to you, Ben.
Yeah, I see him.
Don't underestimate this guy.
Oh my god, that bitch! He killed 2, I think it's 1v1. Ben, you knocked 1, I knocked another.
Good stuff. I literally only have a sniper.
A unit is signaling for
Damn, that
reinforcements.
sniper got zero recoil on that shit.
The knock I had was way over here. I don't see anybody over there yet.
He's been quiet for an awful long time. I reckon he's gone to res. I see him.
He's right there. He's right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Blew his fucking head off.
That's good. Yeah, he's holding the angle at a distance.
Sniped.
Oh shit! He should have knew once he saw that fucking.
Player.
Once you see that goddamn shining, that reflection in that
there.
goddamn reticle, you already know what time it is.
I'm underneath.
Are they where we got down? Nice.
Knocked one.
Coming.
Got one left.
I get shots on the right side, like you something.
No, if they're close. I got no tags.
I wonder how long this would be fun for, though, right? Like, I think the reason why Helldivers was so successful is because the shit was fun and it was always evolving.
Yeah,
it was always evolving. You always had different enemies to push through, different enemies that was taking over and shit like that. But even then, eventually it got repetitive. So how long would this be fun for, is my question.
I think they kind of built a ringer group, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
They built God squads, you could say. I feel like we might be the God squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
Yeah.
You got knife some AI and grab some gunners.
We can go to field maintenance.
Yeah, a loot container key. Isn't there one of those around here?
Yeah, it's right here. Where did I just hear that thought? Whoa! I knifed one.
Oh my god, I'm dead.
Dude, that's the crazy part about it.
Yeah.
You in a firefight with an NPC, dog, and then you just get your shit blown away by one of the fucking actual fucking players, bro. It literally.
I found a purple enemy. I heavy knifed it 4 times.
People gonna cheese the hell out of this
mag
game.
into it.
Really?
People are gonna cheese the hell out of this game, bro. They gonna literally camp, wait for you to start shooting at enemies, and then they gonna blow your shit loose. Like, I can see how this is gonna be frustrating as fuck. It's gonna be frustrating as fuck because you have to address the NPCs at some point, but then you got people who gonna find little loopholes where they can climb up on top of shit and just sit there and wait for you to start fighting. And then it's gonna be like, yo.
That are on the map.
Oh, I think those are the players, right?
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
Players.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be frustrating as fuck. People are gonna rage playing this game.
Purple shield, I knocked one.
I knocked one. Found him.
See, with Helldivers, I think the PvE works because there's no other P. Well, technically there is because your fucking your squad could literally kill you. but but with this, there's people virtually out there waiting to kill you. And like you got to deal with NPCs simultaneously. Oh man. Oh man.
Here's a green on this
Purple shield. Who has that?
Me.
Oh yeah,
The
absolutely.
big items, the big drops, the stuff that's like really
Absolutely. That's exactly what's gonna happen, Lewis.
have to get this out.
It's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen in the most fucked up way possible because they are not gonna care about the NPC. They gonna let you fight the NPC, wasting all your bullets, and then they gonna shoot you while you shooting the NPCs.
Playing so far has just been.
I'm sure they thought of this though, because if I'm sitting up here and just looking at how this is rolling, they had to have thought about this. I'm pretty sure they mixed the people up enough to where you just don't run into regular folks like that often or something.
All right, so obviously having those creators in was a whole lot of fun. Getting to work with both creators and players alike has been a privilege. It's been a great time getting to set that up. And of course, I promise I'm not saying this just because I work on the social media team here, but if you head over to our YouTube channel, we have a full 20-minute version of that. So youtube.com @MarathonTheGame is where to find us. Also same with all of our other socials as long as I'm at it. But Lars, obviously again, like we talked about before that video, we're familiar with working with our community really closely, but have we ever done it this
Yeah, they got to find some way to separate it,
So
man.
I've been at Bungie for a while now, since the Halo 3 days, and I think the thing, even since my time, we've been really good about is working with players, working with the community. It's something we take pride in. And on this game in particular, yeah, we brought people in, players in much earlier into the process than I think we ever have before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest, because that's how we learn. That's how we understand what needs to change, what needs to get better. And I think it's been really great.
That's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again, like these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there with them. Some of you playing as well. What was it like?
Oh, it was super exciting. Yeah, I mean, like when you have a lot of there was a combination of players who we've been engaging with for a long time, and some players who were brand new, and it was great to see sort of like the mix of the both. Especially when you got to some higher level skilled players who just joined in and immediately got it and started destroying everybody, like Tens and Lupo was in there, and but yeah, yeah, you had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was pretty amazing to jump in, and I'm gonna throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley, and they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them, the creators. And, yeah, it's probably your team that was destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to help get.
This game is on all 3 platforms. It's not an exclusive game, if that's what you guys are leaning towards.
Jeff through, and
thank you.
I did my job.
It's funny to me though, because that has been like the point of conversation this entire time. Is people pointing out that either pointing out that Marathon isn't exclusive or confused about whether it's exclusive. It's not exclusive.
I mean,
but
awesome. It's awesome like playing the game for so long.
I'm a little confused because do y'all not play games unless they're exclusive?
Things that you designed for happen and in real life, right? See,
I don't really get it. I don't understand
other
it.
players that take refuge by like we're a heavily fortified area and watching the UESC equalize a little bit. Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was like it looked so fun, but also hilarious, but also like really like. It was like a great time, but also really tense. There was two.
That's true too, Spiritual Soul. That is true too.
There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels. and the fight was literally like almost 1-by-1s, like 3-and-3, like.
I don't know.
constantly
Y'all
moving
got to
towards
get
each
to a
other and
point where
fighting in the
y'all
hallway.
enjoy
First in
playing
front,
games
dropping
again
meds
for
going back and
the
changing
games.
positions, and that fight went
I mean,
into
I ain't telling. I mean, whatever your,
well, so it was like this, like,
whatever
it was
you
this
do
hilarious
to get
chase
hyped up about a game, you know, that's on you. But I don't know how y'all exist with some of the thinking that y'all have. Like, I get it if you're pro this or pro that or pro this or pro that, but whatever happened to playing a game because that shit is fun, or because it looks interesting, or because it looks fun, or, I mean, have you tricked yourself that anything that doesn't say the word exclusive, oh, that's already trash in your book? Like, I mean, I hate to be that guy, but it's a terrible way to kind of exist. It's a terrible way to exist. I'm sorry. It really is. Yeah. True, Jemiah. True. The thing is, like I said, it's great to have this platform or that platform or whatever platform, but some of y'all be lying to y'allself, bro. Some of y'all don't really like video games. Y'all like the concept of video games. Y'all like talking about video games. Y'all like arguing about video games. Y'all even like debating video games, but y'all don't really like playing video games. So when you see something like a Concord or a Marathon or what else can I say? What was another live service game that released shortly? Y'all take a look at some of these games and, you know, something ain't computing. It ain't adding up. It ain't adding up because y'all be super hyped for some shit now. Because I expect Lost Soul Aside to sell buckets from all of y'all people saying that Sony should stop trying to get into live service and they should just focus on what they're good at and shit like that. I expect y'all to buy Lost Soul Aside in buckets, even though Sony ain't fucking make the shit, right? But it's a single player game. It's right up y'all alley, right? But I know that's not going to be the case. I know it's not going to be the case. That's why I don't even pretend with y'all anymore about games that y'all are excited for or can't wait to play and shit like that. Because truthfully, I don't even know if y'all like playing games. Nigga, y'all might just like arguing over the video games, but I don't know if y'all truly like playing the video games.
What's the scariest UESC unit to you?
The scariest unit? The Ghost Commander for me, for sure. The Ghost Commander, their ability is like they go into active camo and they actually have clone. They have a bunch of like clones that go out there, so you think you're not sure which one to shoot, and then by the time you recognize which one,
I'm gonna tell you, truly,
is actually the real one, right? It's like
I lost faith when y'all niggas didn't. Well, some people went out and bought Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but when y'all kind of skipped over Rebirth and shit like that, I was like, yep. Nah, y'all niggas just be talking for real.
For that too, so like yeah, definitely be careful of these units. Tread carefully.
Not to be trifled with, right?
And the recruits, honestly, the recruits, like have this rush down that they do if you're not too careful.
But truthfully, another thing that's not lost on me is that a lot of y'all don't buy games unless Metacritic tell you that it's okay to buy the game, unless the media is jumping behind the game, unless you think it's a success. When you think a game is a success, then you buy the game just based off of you thinking that it's a success. It's a lot of terrible characteristics of y'all gamers.
Sort of try to use each other's utilities, but we've seen them all. It's been really cool to see kind of the different combinations we've seen. Yeah.
But you may never know, like those three different like players that are playing.
They could have charged
$100
easily for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Blackbird, right?
Easily.
Like they may be some of them, like one of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's not a specific thing for a runner, so we're purposely trying to make it so that you can diversify.
I did see it.
Oh, so it ain't just one class that can use that camo.
in like in the playtest from last week, but yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So again, obviously, it's been so much fun to hear you guys even talking about this game and the experiences you've had.
That's facts. All things
been building a
PlayStation.
world
That's
really
another
ripe
one
for players to tell their own stories. And again, with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd.
Nah, don't do
as
that
players
talk.
Finally get a chance.
Don't
some
do
of them
that
to
talk,
jump
because
in.
sometimes I
Most of
like
the
some
stories you're most
bullshit.
excited for them to get to dive in and they tell themselves.
So many. I mean, there's so many.
I have you
stories
playing
that I
some
think are gonna-
bullshit. I ain't
that we're
gonna
looking
even
forward
lie
to
to
seeing
you.
happen, especially ones that we've never even seen before. But getting onto the planet, like honestly, just trying to survive amongst all of the different threats that exist there. The dying, you know, when our trailer says death, it's death. You know, there's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and trying to do something new. It's gonna be exciting. I'm sure there's plenty of other things.
I'm curious, Mr. Cross. What are you expecting?
I mean, I'm had the fortune.
Yeah,
to
you can,
launch
depending on the
Destiny
distance.
and now Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, you know, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have the players experience the visual world for the first time is amazing. Introducing the IP into the world, you know, sort of beyond the game, you know, sort of the culture it creates. Always excited to see like what the fans tell us what the game is and what the metas are and what the IP is, and so that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord.
They are smart
right now.
This is exactly what PlayStation should have done. Everything from the playtesting to having those folks, the influencers and shit like that, they better learn from that.
We've been working together on all the activities.
Because these live service games are not about whether the game is good or not. It's about the community surrounding the game.
Very exciting. I'm also curious to see which runner will be the crowd favorite, out of the end. I have theories.
I know you have many theories.
Yeah.
Well, chat, Discord, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
But that brings us to just about the conclusion of what's been a very action-packed show. So for starters, guys, thanks so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
I mean, thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there. Like our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing. Like, you know, you should give yourselves a hand, you know, for putting together.
Do I think this game is gonna do well? Yeah, I think Bungie is a big name, regardless of what people think about them. I think a lot of people hold them to high standards.
Has been super gracious
and
help
again,
on this,
I think they've been doing live service enough and have been successful in live service enough that they kind of know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. And it's going to cost some money for them to get this game popping to a certain extent, because they're going to have to pay those influencers to continue playing the game. You know what I mean? Because if you're an influencer, all you're doing is bringing the sheep.
And of course, again, to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're at home, it's your contributions that make Marathon possible. So truly, thank you. It's honestly humbling to be here today.
Me personally, if I see a game that looks great to me, I buy it. If I can't buy it, I'll wait to buy it. Yeah,
seeing this stage
true.
come up so much, or so quickly rather. So thank you so much. It's been a gargantuan effort, and it's all thanks to your efforts. And most importantly, again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters most when you show up and join us. We know you have busy days, and we're thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. And of course, we got something fun at the end. Make sure you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating Scarrow and Mr. Raffle Waffles, Milo, out there here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello.
They're doing all of this. Listen to what they're doing.
As has become kind of a tradition here,
they're doing this for a reason.
One more special thing here for you at the end.
And it's just to get more attention, more eyes, and more people on the game.
Really excited to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and out of the game. And we'd love to show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
Wait. So the entire audience was Bungie developers? What? Hey, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, dog. Hey, sometimes you need to bring the crowd, man. Oh man. Nah. Again, y'all gotta quit making up these scenarios. I see this flopping because it's first person. There's plenty of games that's first person and they're doing just fine. They're doing just fine. Again, I get it. You guys love shitting on everything. Like I understand it, bro, but let's just see how it plays out, man. Maybe you're right. Maybe it comes out and it's a complete fucking joke. It flops, and it's the worst game Bungie ever created. But then again, if it comes out and people loves it, that's gonna be something totally different. And again, they're already getting the right people on board to push this type of game, to push this sort of game, which is what I've been saying that Sony should do with their live service games. Stop thinking that these games are gonna just organically work. Sometimes you gotta put these little weird face ass creators out there and let them bring the sheep in.
Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert.
Okay, I have no idea what's going on right now. I done seen somebody levitate and their head get exploded.
And sneer of cold command, till that it sculpt well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless thing that mocked them. And the heart that fed, and the heart that fed.
Welcome once again. Once again. As the new shell feeling.
I mean, it feels just like what it is, right? Like $1 trillion. Like $1 trillion.
Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big
Your shell repayment.
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
Yeah. Supposed to be my lucky charm.
Hey, this shit look cool as hell. I can't even front.
Can you identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom. That's your mom. Your mother.
Now,
You know
consider
that's your mom.
this. Do you recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
Really?
Hey, when you can't use the whole it's DEI thing, you have to pivot to something else. Right now, Nostradamus is pivoting to its FPS. It's first person, baby. First person fatigue. Well, you can't pivot to the whole superhero thing. Remember? It's superhero fatigue. Superhero shooter fatigue. Nah, it ain't no pivoting, so you gotta pivot to something else. What else does it offer that I can pivot to? Hell, if it would have been third person, it'd been like, nah, we got third person fatigue around this bitch.
For sale. Give it to me.
Hey, I ain't gonna even lie. I don't even like Destiny like that, but this shit look cool, bro. And I love the hell out of Helldivers, and it's damn near what Helldivers is. about to get her shit blown loose. Or somebody gonna save her last minute. Got him. Hey, Cuz took off, bruh. He was ready to pop her top. He shouldn't have waited too long. He waited too long. Here's the thing. Don't get it twisted. I don't think you should just like something for the sake of liking it, but y'all niggas hate everything. Y'all hate everything. It doesn't matter what is new, what is shown new. Y'all hate the shit. Like I don't understand it. Like, how do y'all ever find new things to play when y'all refuse to try anything new? It's just a weird concept. Damn. Got killed by the NPC. Sheesh. Got killed by the NPC. And exactly what I was just saying is exactly what happened there, except for in the reverse order. So an actual person was running after the person. She got caught up trying to take care of the NPCs or get away from the NPCs. And they ended up killing her. He lost his kill. Well, I guess he was able to loot her, but he lost his kill. Oh, he got killed too. Somebody else came through. Boundless and bare. What up, SNK? What's good? Lone and level sand. Stretch far away.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Barely. I can hear you now.
It's clear.
Boy, you got some bad cellular service. Breaking up.
AT&T, 5G plus. What the hell going on?
I mean, you coming through, but then you're not coming through, and then you coming through, and then you're not coming through. But I can hear you though. I can hear you now.
Is that me? Yo, you trying to get some games?
Say that again.
So you trying to jump on some games today?
Hold on, let me cut this down real quick.
Let me go back in the house.
Yeah, nigga, you done walked outside and start botting out this bitch.
Where you go? Damn dog.
Nigga, who y'all got for internet service, nigga?
I got AT&T.
Oh.
I got AT&T. I got the fiber, but I'm not on my Wi-Fi though. Yeah, I'm at the fiber, but I'm not on my Wi-Fi. I'm outside. But I also have AT&T phone with the AT&T Plus Essential bullshit, whatever that shit is.
Hotspot?
Nah, it's like apparently if you're around other AT&T people, you get more bandwidth than they get or some shit. No.
Oh, that's the same crap that Comcast be doing.
Essential, yeah, it's all nonsense. You get better rates and shit than people. Charge you more. So you trying to do some games? I see you already popping in monster here, so.
I ain't gonna lie. I think it's cool. I think this marathon shit is cool. I don't know what you know what it is? I didn't go in with any expectations. So for the fact that I didn't go in with any expectations, I didn't really I guess it was nothing there for me to really, be mad or upset about it or whatever. I think it looked cool. I think it's gonna be more of. I don't think you played Helldivers with us. I think that's when you was or was it? No. It was me, Forsaken, and Hanzo. I thought he. Yeah, but that game was dope too. That caught me by surprise too. And it was a real dope game. So this seems to be more of that, but in a Bungie aspect.
I'm definitely gonna give it a try though.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it. I'm definitely gonna. I want to get into this damn closed beta. I mean, it's alpha, but for some reason I can't even get into the Discord. Oh no, it finally popped up now. Nope, still having problems. That shit said messages failed to load. Oh wait, hold on. Nope, I got it. Okay, Bungie code of conduct, yada yada yada. Whatever you say, bruh. I hear you. I don't care. Enter the chill zone. Submit. God damn, nigga, you gotta sign a contract to get into their Discord? Yo, what the fuck? Marathon.
You probably don't want people like Nostradamus in there talking shit.
Nah, you know, again, these gamers are weird, bro. They don't really like any games. It's a weird concept now.
If you haven't played the game, you can't really have a concrete opinion about it. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, you can have an opinion on what you like, though. Right? I don't like these what they call them, the civilization type games.
Or X games, yeah.
I don't care about those type of games, so I know immediately if I see some shit that's right up the alley for that, I'm cool on it. I'm not gonna bash it, but I'm cool.
Yeah, you're just also you're not spending your whole day talking shit about the game either. Like, which doesn't like, I feel like honestly, Corey, like, there's no if you don't like the game, you don't just like the game. I don't understand. We got to spend the next 20 years talking about it for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Like, let it go, bro.
Oh no, that's facts. That's facts. I never got that. I never got that either. But again, everybody needs to let you know they have to let you know what they hate. It's part of being online, bro. I'm gonna tell you, I kid you not, the best thing I ever did was leave the social media space.
That's what I did, bro. I was like, oh, here, this is. You can't even have an actual conversation just because you prefer one particular platform. Cats is already dismissing your opinions. Like, what's the point of even talking to you then?
Nah, it ain't even that, right? My thing is, you find out how bad the discourse is when you're no longer having the discourse. So, no longer participating. I'm like, dog, I was really arguing with a nigga about this for real. I like, man, I was bugging, dog. Like, I was bugging the fuck out.
Like they say, never argue with fools because from a distance, nobody can tell who's who. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Nah, that's what they say. When you argue with the fool, you know, a person looking in, they don't know which one is. You know what I mean? So sometimes you shouldn't really have those arguments. But I mean, I've been at like peace. I think the only thing I got, because I think you said something about games. I don't know if you want to pull up to something, but I got one thing to do, and that's to go get some tires changed. And then the rest of my days is free.
Yeah, wait for this FedEx package. I gotta sign for. Say some shit later. I got a lot of shit going on right now in the real world, you know.
What, bro? I ain't gonna even tell you, dog. Bro, the last week, I have played 0 games, bro. And for me, that is odd as hell, bro.
I'm finishing up Lost Judgment. Like, that game is so weird because, like, first it's kind of like annoying, but then when you get into it, you can't put that shit down. You know what I mean? Like, you just get so caught up in the story. Like,
yeah, nah, it's phenomenal writing, bro.
Yeah, like the first game, oh my god, like, I was like, this is some Sega Yakuza bullshit. I was like, okay, I can't put this shit down. Like, this shit was crazy.
Yeah, Judgment and Lost Judgment, yeah. I loved it. I fucking loved that game.
That's that shit. I wish the game was just more fluid. You know what I mean? Like, you know how Sega makes games. It's just kind of like you want to be more fluid. You know what I mean? As far as like the interface and the conversations, but other than that, like the writing is fucking absolutely crazy.
I mean, that's true, Dion. I mean, that's cool for you to have that opinion, for sure. But ask yourself this. Ask yourself, why are you, or why would you care to a certain degree? And why are you judging it prior to it ever releasing? You're trying to predict a failure at that point, instead of even giving yourself a chance to actually like the product. That's like Mind's Eye. That's like Mind's Eye, right? Nobody knows whether or not Mind's Eye is going to be a success or a hit. But because I looked at what you're doing in Mind's Eye, I'm like, yo, hell yeah, I want to fucking play this. Why the hell wouldn't I? Nigga, this definitely take me back to some like Watch Dogs / fucking GTA type shit. Nigga, I'm there. You feel me? But the thing is, a lot of you went into this marathon stream saying to yourself prior to ever seeing Marathon that you weren't interested in Marathon. So nothing they showed you would really change that for you anyway. Nothing would change that for you. You looked at anything that would reinforce your decision of not liking it, and you roll with that. And again, you might not even consciously know that you do these things, but trust me, I look at a lot of the people that come in here and say shit about games. It's always the usual suspects. Always the usual suspects. Like, it's not even surprising anymore. So, I mean, it is what it is. If you don't like it, or you're not going to like it, that's absolutely fine. But as Jemiah said, if you spend all your time trying to convince others that it's bad because you don't like it, that's a total different obsession. I mean, it's easy to be like, yeah, nah, this ain't my cup of tea, and then move the fuck on. But you'll say, this is not my cup of tea. You'll go to the next stream, this is not my cup of tea. You'll go to the next stream, this is not my cup. You want to tell people that this is something you don't like.
These people looking for friends, like, you know what I mean? They're looking for friends out here. They're looking for friends out here on these digital streets to talk to.
I mean,
shit about,
either friends or somebody to validate their hate for whatever that product is. It's one of the two.
Man, they're looking for friends to hate. I was gonna ask you though, you play that Schedule 1? That's like right up your alley.
What the fuck is Schedule 1?
It's like you pack up drugs and you have like start from like the bottom and like a whole drug enterprise. It's like a whole drug simulator.
Wait, hold on.
Like,
hold on. Why is you saying that this is something that would be right up my alley, nigga?
Well, could you like simulators? You know what I mean?
Hold on, let me. Hold on, let me pull up this gameplay, bro. Because you might be right, goddammit.
The game looks intended.
Hold on, dog. What the hell? And they got 10 minutes of this.
Indie game from a one-man dev team that's gotten crazy popular lately. It absolutely blew up on streams. It's got over 50,000 reviews on Steam, and it's only been out a little more than a week. That's, for context, 5 times more than the recent Indiana Jones game after months. Like, it's more than most games ever get. This thing is an absolute monster. And the game I'm talking about is, of course, Schedule 1. Named after the DEA classification for drugs of no currently accepted medical use, Schedule 1 is a drug-dealing game. That might sound like pure streamer bait. The types of games that get a lot of play on popular streamer channels get a lot of attention, then disappear after a week. But Schedule 1's something different. It's got a funny premise, sure, but while it's definitely a drugs equals funny middle schooler would find it hilarious type game, it's not just some slap together joke. It's got a lot of real thought put into it. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, let's talk about Schedule 1. So, this game takes the basic idea that goes all the way back to Drug Wars, the game we all had on our TI-86 calculators back in the day, and it combines it with a crafting game and Grand Theft Auto. Kind of a first-person GTA Chinatown Wars, only you're not just selling drugs, you're also manufacturing them. The GTA connection is what makes this thing really, really ambitious. Schedule 1 might look like one of those joke simulator games like Hobo Simulator or Thief Simulator or stuff in that vein, but it's shockingly well made for an early access game, and it's much better than it has any right to be, especially when you consider the graphics and the adolescent
you gotta cook them up, you gotta hold them.
Basically start with nothing but a
Nigga, they
hotel
look
room
like
and
they
a dream.
made this
the game
in the
starts you
world
off
of
with crushing pot,
Rick and
moving
Morty,
to
nigga.
methamphetamines, then cocaine. You buy controlled substances from dealers and then grow and mix your drugs in your hideout. Then you bag it and you sell it on the street. It starts off with just you doing all the legwork, but eventually you start getting dealers who can sling dope for you and workers who keep production going. Along the way, you're leveling up to unlock new tools and earning cash to purchase new properties to expand your operation, and along with legitimate businesses.
Nigga, did they
that can
say
be
you
used
could buy
as
a
an
teardrop?
additional income
Yo,
stream.
get the
For the
fuck
most
outta here,
part,
bro.
it plays like a crafting survival game mixed with some GTA flavor. It could have been pretty boring in the wrong hands, but this game has some pretty clever ideas that make the entire gameplay loop remain engaging and fun right from the start and up through the late game where you're managing entire labs of flunkies doing your bidding. For one thing, there aren't many actual survival mechanics. You don't have to drink or eat or any of that. That's boring crap, and thankfully it's not here. All you have to worry about is making product and selling it. What could have been a dull process is also, it's made fun by making everything in the game very tactile. Most things are done by dragging around physical objects or tilting and dropping things. It's all very simple, but it feels pretty good to do. The game manages to make doing basic stuff like filling a pot and watering a plant fun in a way that most crafting games, well, are not that fun. Doing simple repetitive actions like bagging weed could have been very boring,
Yo, they
but
low-key
it's all
training
very
you to be
pleasantly
a
hands-on.
dope
Everything
dealer.
requires
What
a
the
personal
fuck?
touch that keeps you engaged, but is crucially always pretty quick and easy to do. Nothing's overly complex, and honestly, it could be frustrating or annoying if it was, but it's always over pretty quickly. The main source of tension, at least early in the game, is just keeping all your plates spinning. The most basic drug you sell is weed, which makes the game feel very 2000s now for obvious reasons, but kind of in a charming way. In general, the atmosphere is very GTA 3 by way of Rick and Morty.
Silicon Valley right here.
Are goofy looking. There's
Double
dumb
bag
graffiti,
boy.
cringeworthy jokes hidden in the street signs, business advertisements everywhere.
Hey, nigga, I'm about to become a weight
early
pusher,
GTA
nigga.
Well, really, all GTA business advertisements are like, not just the early ones.
Straight
The actual
dope dealer.
story and how it all plays out, it's pretty straightforward.
What up, James?
It doesn't try to be too funny and just sort of lets things play out, and that is very much to the game's benefit. Everything's a little exaggerated owing to the cartoonish characters, and while the graphics aren't going to blow everyone away, they're honestly more consistent and solid than you often get with these one-man indie games. Schedule 1 looks pretty decent when you're wandering around the open world, but it's a lot better than it has any
Look like
right
an
to
asset
be
flip
clear.
game.
Getting back to the core gameplay loop, the tension comes from how you're always on a time limit. Each day only lasts so long, and there's a curfew that starts at 9 p.m., so you have that to worry about, and then you got buyers who want to meet you all over town who call you with what they want, and then you schedule a certain block of the day to meet them, so it's time limits on top of more
This shit
time
blew up
limits. And if
crazy.
you're quick, you get a cash
It's
bonus
just made
for
by one
fast
person.
deals. It can be a lot to keep track of. Kind of if you take that previous mix of games I said,
You know what this shows, though? I'm going to tell you what this proves to me. This proves that people no longer play games to escape reality. They play games to live out other people's reality. Because who is this game for? Who is it for? You're never going to find a drug dealer playing this game. So who is it for? Nah. I mean, this looked like it could be fun for a little bit. This looked like it could be fun for a little bit. But I don't know. I think I think I'll pass. I would literally probably only buy this game just to fuck around with it on stream.
Like, yeah, just like a lot of crafting. Like I guess you could make like jugs that makes people like shoot like vinegar, crazy shit. Like,
Bro, the nigga shot somebody in broad daylight. Not a single police showed up, and the person didn't bleed at all.
it's always like jerking around.
Nah, dog. But let me tell y'all before I get the fuck up out of here, right? I think I've been having one of the craziest weeks ever, right? So I was driving around, right? And then all of a sudden, like, well, okay, I gotta go back a little bit further than that, right? I changed all 4 rotors and all 4 sets of brake pads on my car. Right? And everything seemed okay, except for I was starting to hear like something scrubbing specifically on the right side. And keep in mind, I changed it. I changed my brake pads and rotors because my rear driver's side wheel was starting to scrub and squeak and all of that shit. You know, when the rotor is 8 down or whatever, and it started to like shake a little bit when I get ready to stop or whatever. So I said, okay, I'm gonna just change everything at once. I did that, and then I developed a problem with the front wheel doing the little scrubbing thing or whatever, and it was all my fault. After I reassessed the situation, it was I fucked up. And luckily I caught my fuck up, because had I not caught my fuck up, my tire would have been rolling down the street somewhere, right? So when I went to go and address the passenger side front wheel, I took it off, and then I noticed that my studs were bent. Well, literally, it was only one stud, but one of the studs was bent at it as if it wasn't all the way on when I put the tire back on. And I did notice that the tire was kind of leaning in a little bit, but I was like, nah, maybe I'm tripping, because I had the car lifted up. My driveway goes up, right? And I was on the lower end, like I was backed in. So, you know. But anyway, so as I go to fix and remedy the issue, I thought I had to replace the pads in the rotor, because I thought it was like scratching the hell out of it. It really wasn't. So I guess it because the wheel was a tad bit loose. The problem is you couldn't even feel it when you were driving, right? Like you could not even feel it when you were driving. So I had no idea that that's what the fuck was going on. But it was me. It was my fault. I fucked up that one wheel. Whatever. All right. So I get that fixed, right? All I did was I greased the caliper pins. I reseated the brakes. I made sure that the little metal fastener that holds the brakes in, made sure that, it was up to snuff or whatnot. Boom. I ended up fixing that issue. No more squeaking, no more rubbing, no more anything, right? Good to go. I'm driving around and I'm like, I start to hear this noise. I'm telling you, I have no idea why. Shit was just going bad. Back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Just fucking going bad. I start hearing this noise, but I don't pay any attention to it. I'm like, it's just my car. I had it for a long time. It's just making a weird noise. Well, I keep saying car, but it's a truck. It's a 09 Dodge Durango, right? And I love my car, right? Like, I'd rather fix my car than get a new one because I'm so used to my car. But funny enough, right? I had bought brand new rotors and front brake pads that I never opened, that I never even needed to use because I was able to adjust and fix the brake pads and, I was good to go. So I do a return on Amazon, right? Because I want to give them people back they shit. I spent, I think it was like $149 for the front 2 rotors and front brake pads. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and, because they let you drop it off at the UPS store or whatever, and you don't have to pay anything for shipping, or at least I didn't have to pay anything for shipping. I don't know. And as I go to do this, right, I started hearing that weird noise. It was like a weird, like, rattling or clicking noise. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that? I'm like, yo, I know it's not the wheel, but it's an unfamiliar sound that I am not used to. So as I'm driving to the UPS store, I start to see my fucking, the thermostat. It starts moving up, and it moved past the middle line. Usually it never makes it to the middle line. So when I saw it move past the middle line, I'm like, yo, no, okay, this shit is overheating. So I pulled up to the UPS store and I'm like, maybe it won't be a big deal. It was a big deal. As soon as I turned the car off, I get out, I see smoke coming from under the hood. I'm like, oh no, not while I'm up here returning this shit, dog. I'm like, no, don't do me like this. So I went and I still went into the UPS store, did my due diddly, whatever. And then I said, you know what? Let me try to make it home. Because I wasn't too far from my house anyway, right? I was like a mile or so down the road. So my dumb ass, now I realize I don't even got no gas in this bitch, right? Like my gas is almost on E, but I'm right next to a Shell's. So I say, okay, I'm going to go to the Shell's gas station. I'm going to fill up and then I'll go home. I should be able to make it home. It's not all the way up. It's just a little bit past half, which is awkward and abnormal, but I think I should make it. As soon as I pulled up to the gas station, smoke just started coming out of the hood, dog. I say, hold on, let me open this shit up. Bro, I opened this shit up. Everything in that everything under the hood was soaking wet, bro. It smelled like, if y'all know how antifreeze smells when it's heated up, dog, that smell was coming through crazy. I said, fuck. But when I turned the car off, I don't see anything leaking. I'm like, come on, bro. What the hell is this, dog? What is this? It's clear that when this shit is running, something is fucking leaking somewhere. And again, even when I started making the turn, I started hearing this weird fucking noise. So I sat down. I was looking at the pump. I didn't even fill my truck up, bro. I think I put like $20 in that bitch. I was like, bro, I'm not finna fill this shit up. And then, you know, I probably fuck around and blow this motor. And I'm not gonna put a new motor in here because that's gonna cost the price of me getting another car, right? Like, so I'm just sitting here. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? Now, see, if I was one of y'all niggas, I would have called AAA or called like a tow truck or something. But nah, not Sick. Sick is sick. Sick is sick and fucking hard-headed as fuck, right? So I say, alright, dog. This ain't gonna be too big of a deal. Nigga, I might have to, you know, do a little this, that, and the third. I just need to get to the house. Once I get to the house, I got all my tools at the house. I'll figure it out. So I say, let me see if I can make it home. Still, even with all of the shit up front being wet from whatever was like splashing and leaking out, right? I say, I'm still only like a mile away from home. Let me try to make it home. So I say, I made the dumb decision to say, nah, let me just go home. So I left out of the Shells. I had to double back, make a little loop, go back into this little plaza center, and then come out the other way so I can go back east. So I make it home. I'm just gonna skip a little forward because I ain't gonna tell you what happened in the midst of that because it doesn't even really matter. But I make it home. I pull up in the driveway. I open up the thing while the car was still running. All I see is fucking water shooting up, and I don't know where it's coming from. It's just hitting the belt and the fan, and it's just popping up everywhere. So I say, all right, let me go ahead and turn this bitch off. Turned it off, went in the house, brought out all my tools. Low key, I gotta have a fucking a mechanic shop, bro. I got tools for everything. Or so I thought. So I open it up. I start looking everywhere. I'm like, dog, I still don't see where this shit is leaking from. And when the car is off, it does not leak. So now I'm like, damn, I hope I didn't crack like a head or something, or crack the engine block or something, to the point where, you know, only when pressure is coming through, that's when that shit, you know, shows the leak or whatnot. So now I start taking shit apart, and I find out immediately that Dodge probably makes the worst cars in the world to fucking work on. And I've never took a look. I have an electric fan, and I have a fan that has this little fucking clutch on it that's not electric at all, but is big and fucking metal. So the first step was I need to get the fan shroud off, or get the fan shroud moved so I can get to this big ass metal fan. Then come to find out, I did not have the appropriate size wrench to take this motherfucker off. So that delayed me a bit. But see, when my car is fucked up and out of order, bro, I don't really want to do nothing. So I just started ordering parts. I looked at it and I said, the only thing it could be is the fucking water pump. The water pump was looking disgusting, like it never been changed in fucking life. So I ordered a new water pump. In ordering a new water pump, I also had to get this tool to take the fan clutch off. So I ordered that as well. And I started ordering some other shit just because I needed it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I got like fucking 5 drills and dog, it's crazy. Actually, I'm lying. I got like 7 different drills, only because I need different drills for different situations. All right? Don't judge me. Don't you fucking judge me, dog. But listen, Dodge has the worst freaking car to work on. It is a terrible, terrible experience. So I finally get the fan off. And keep in mind, this is like a day or two later, right? That's what I'm not telling y'all. I'm not telling y'all the time skip. So like a day or two later, bro, I've been so mentally fucked up from work and shit like that, bro, I haven't done anything, dog. Like, I'll get off work, take a bath, and take my ass to sleep. That's just how much bullshit is going on, right? So I finally get my parts and my tools and stuff like that. Finally get the fan off. I take the fan off, and then now I have to figure out how to get this heavy ass fucking fan out of this shit with the shroud on, because this is the weird part about it, right? You have to bend and manipulate this fan shroud in weird ways just to be able to access the fan with the clutch on it. I'm sorry, it's the dumbest setup I've ever seen. And not to mention that my truck sits kind of high. Even though I'm tall as fuck, bro, it's a pain to work. It's a pain to work on this shit. Pain to work on. And side story, I think I finally understand this shit about people and them talking about their knees getting old, right? I think I finally figured this shit out, bro. I had to buy me some knee pads. And I'm going to say pause, because you know you use knee pads to get on your knees on the ground. So I'm going to say pause for that particular reason, right? So I got me some fucking knee pads, bro. And I feel like I came into a new world, bro. I'm like, dog, I used to get down and I'll be on my fucking knees. I'm like, dog, bro, it's like my fucking knees is digging into the ground and shit like that. Bro, I bought them knee pads, nigga. I am certified, nigga. I'll walk around with them shits on all day, pause. Because I have to say that. I just have to say that. I don't know why. It's been indoctrinated into my lifestyle for me to say that. Especially because that sounds so fucking sus for me saying that I could walk around with knee pads on all day. But whatever. Back to the story. So now it's, what was it? Wednesday? No, it was Thursday. Was it Thursday when I took that fan off? Was it Thursday when I took that fan off? When I finally took it off? It was Thursday? No. I put it back on yesterday. So it had to be Thursday that I took it off. No. It would have been Wednesday that I took it off because remember I had the water pump out and you was like, what the fuck is that? So it would have had to been Wednesday. All right. So Wednesday, I had the water pump out. And now that I have the water pump out, because remember, I didn't know if it was the water pump or not. It just seemed like the only logical thing that would be leaking like that, either that or the thermostat housing or whatever. So when I finally took the water pump off, I'm talking about, oh, that was the noise that I heard. Because as soon as I took the water pump off, I heard the little rattling, the same fucking rattling sound I heard before the shit basically committed harikari, dog. Before that, it knew it was dying. It was trying to warn me that it was dying. It was making these noise saying, hey, I'm dying. And then the shit died, right? But I got the new water pump in. And I think that's what led me to Thursday because I didn't get the water pump until Thursday. But when I bought the water pump, when I finally got the water pump, I put both of the water pumps together. And sure enough, the water pump was defective. Now, my problem is I didn't drive around on the car for long. I didn't drive around in the car for long. I think each destination was like 10 minutes or less, truthfully. So I didn't think that I did much damage to the truck. I didn't hear any weird noises. I didn't hear any like knocking or anything like that. And I never went completely up to, basically, we're fucked mode, right? Like when I looked at it, it wasn't running hot and overheating to the extent that it actually was doing that, but the thermostat was showing me that it was going a little bit past half, and it didn't really go far past that, honestly. So it hadn't fully killed itself. Right? It was dying, but it hadn't fully killed itself. So I don't think I did any damage to the motor. Hopefully I didn't do any damage to the motor, but I don't think I did because after I put the new water pump and a new fan on and it took, let me tell you what I did, man. My dumb ass, I put the shroud back in because again, the shroud was like the hardest fucking thing on this car. Just the way that it's designed. It's designed so stupid and it's like AC lines. The lines for the AC unit is like running right alongside where the fan shroud sits. So now I'm trying not to damage the AC lines. I gotta put this heavy ass fucking fan back in. I gotta hope to God I don't fucking puncture the radiator while I'm trying to put the fan back in. There's so much that could have went wrong with this operation, but I got it done. I literally put everything back together yesterday, but I couldn't get the fan back in. I could not for the life of me get the fan back in. And I told my wife, because I'm going to tell you what happens to me, right? When I'm working on something, it's like this even when I'm playing video games. I swear to God, this is a real thing for me. When I get frustrated to a certain point, I get stupid in the sense of nothing that I do is going to help me get past whatever point I'm at that point because I'm so mentally checked out. I just want to go just fucking lay down or go do something else. And true enough, I woke my wife up at 6 o'clock this morning. She went with me to Home Depot. I went to Home Depot to go get these little, I think they call them eye screws or whatever. You would have to look it up. These little eye screws, because what I was going to do is I was going to screw those into the water pump so that when I get the fan in, when I go to tighten it up, I'll have something so that I can, counter me tightening it up, by putting a little bar between the two eye screws and that, that creating the tension that I need so that the fan doesn't spin when I'm tightening it up. Well, by 8 o'clock this morning, I had everything put back in. I even changed the oil on my car because I'm gonna tell you, dog, I bought the stuff to do the oil change and it's just been it's just been sitting. So I said, dog, since I'm already working on this big motherfucker, let me go ahead and change the oil. So I finally changed my oil. Then I realized that I had to change the brakes on my wife's car. And I'm like, dog, I still ain't did it yet. Because when I went to go look at her brakes, I'm looking at her tires and I'm like, dog, your tires gotta be changed. I'm not gonna change these brakes before you change these tires, because I also wanted to get a alignment done because I changed the rack and pinion on her car. And listen, there's no way I could have realigned that shit perfectly. Don't put that on me. So I need to get it professionally aligned by one of these people at one of these shops. So I'm gonna do that first. I'm gonna go to the shop, have them align it, and also change the tires, the two front tires, because the back tires look beautiful. They look brand spanking new. But I know that the front tires are being worn down like that because I changed the rack and pinion, and when you do that, it throws the alignment off and it starts wearing in a real fucking funny pattern. So I'm gonna have them do the alignment. I'm gonna have them change the two front tires, and then I'm gonna change the brakes. Because if not, I would change the brakes, the tires will still be bad, and I won't end up doing that. So I'm gonna do it all together. I'm gonna force myself to do it all together. But yeah, and that's kind of what I've been doing this entire week. And I haven't played a single fucking game, and it's killing me inside. It's killing me inside. So I gotta play something, dog. But nigga, I was going through some life changes with that bitch, dog. Like, boy.
Yo, what up, Sick?
What up, Link?
Bro, Sick.
Is it your mechanic now, Sick?
Who, me? Man, I've been working on my car since I was fucking 16, 17, bro.
You were doing that before you was working on computers?
No. I was working on computers way before. Nigga, I couldn't even fucking drive when I was working on.
When you get on, just send me a PSN.
Yeah. Wait. What the fuck are we even getting on?
What?
Nigga, we haven't even decided what it was that we were even what we were gonna play.
I mean, shit.
I don't know.
I guess we get some PC. I mean,
yeah. I still need to finish Space Marines, bro. Literally, Space Marines. I'm right where we left off that long ass time ago.
So I did Space Marines. I haven't played shit in a minute.
You did what?
I said I haven't played it in a minute. I made the campaign and everything already, though.
Oh, look at this nigga here, boy.
See, I
can't start these games like that with y'all, dog. Because I'll start the game with y'all. We'll do one stream, and then nigga, I'm thinking, all right, we finna come back and play this shit again. Y'all niggas be done went through the entire goddamn game.
You never came back. So
bro, I am so easy to find, bro. When I say I'm so easy to find, bro, if you send me a message on Steam, I'll see that shit. If you send me a message on fucking PSN, I don't even know if you can send me a message on PSN, bro.
I don't think I can. I can't see you.
I don't think you can send me one on PSN. But shit, Discord.
Why you got it set. You got it set.
I got this dumbass. I'm waiting for this package. I got to sign for it, and then FedEx went from like 9:30, 11:30 to 5 p.m. Like, bro, so I got to be the whole day. Come on.
Hey, you know who be doing that shit too? Amazon be doing that shit, dog.
Yeah, they be doing it.
They'll be like, you gonna get your shit between 2 and 6. We promise, nigga. And then 2 o'clock come around, nigga, they be like, yeah, it's gonna be 2:45 to 6:45. Nigga, 3 o'clock come around, they be like, yeah, it's gonna be about 3 to 7. I'm like, God damn, dog. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
So I'm gonna be locked down. You know, also gotta wait for this tech to come in and look at this couch. Bro, we bought a brand new couch, right? A brand new sectional. When he first brought it in, dudes chipped the doorway, scraped the wall, and chipped the legs.
Oh nah. They'll be paying for that. They'll be paying for that. I don't give a god. I don't give a goddamn, nigga. Like,
I gotta wait for this dude to come here and look at it. I'm just gonna make a decision. What you gonna do with it? Like, bro, like, I'm already talking about this shit.
Have you heard about the Carmelo Courts case? The who? You talking about like
Carmelo Anthony?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking about Carmelo Anthony and his wife. Well, ex-wife.
No, it's a kid Carmelo. It's some kid named Carmelo.
Oh,
he's the dude who stabbed the guy, the white boy at the school or whatever.
Over what?
I don't know, man. I ain't really been following it.
Apparently, the kid was like inside this tent of this like other team or some shit, and then the dude was like, "You gotta leave," and he was like, "Nah, I'm good." And then like, so they tried to like bully him out of there or some shit, and he went to go like wrap him up or some shit, and he stabbed the dude in the chest and killed him.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta stab him.
Stabbed him in the heart.
Sometimes you gotta stab him.
I'm just leave people alone.
Sometimes you gotta stab a bitch.
Why the fuck?
That's why I be telling my kids, man.
Were they at school? Were they at like a
track meet or some shit?
It was at.
I mean, he should have never had a knife. But also, he shouldn't be trying to have no. Like, he should be trying to like.
Well, that's true.
Whoa.
That's true.
Who should have never had a knife?
The kid who stabbed should have had a
school function.
See, that's the problem. Y'all don't understand. Some of these kids be bullied. They have to have something on them. It ain't.
Well, I mean,
nobody knows
also,
the story.
Yeah.
I'm sure. It was
no,
too
we don't
like,
know. The kid who got stabbed, he was an aggressor, and he should have kept his hands to himself. So
no, and that's
you can't
that's
put
how
your hands
that
on
shit
other
usually
people.
goes.
Then, yeah.
But that is one of the reasons why I tell my kids all the time, man. Look, if you have to defend yourself, for sure, defend yourself. Don't let nobody put their hands on you. But don't go around looking for the shit. Because you don't know what you're going to get with that. I remember when I was in school, they kept bullying this dude. His name was Kern O'Sullivan. Y'all could look this shit up. This is when I was going to Piper High School. They were literally bullying this dude like every day. I'm talking about just following him home, you know, just fucking with him. The nigga came back. He had an ice pick on him. And he stabbed the motherfucker to death, dog. And the thing is, I was cool with the person he stabbed, but I understood why he did it. I wasn't mad at him. Cause nigga, what the fuck you gonna do? Somebody fucking with you every single day, dog, and you just gonna take that shit? You just gonna take it on the shit, nigga? If he would have tried to fight him, he would have got jumped. So what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? So while I was fucked up that my dog died, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, I was like, that nigga kind of deserved it, bruh.
Yeah, that's can teach your kids not to be a follower, not to like mob mentality, bully somebody. Because some of these kids out here, these parents got a lot of guns.
not only do they have a lot of guns, if you push somebody in the corner enough times, you gonna get the reaction you're looking for, and usually it's not gonna be what you want.
But message me on Steam then. I'm out there. I got fucking. Ready for this fucking dumbass technician. Yeah,
oh man, Steam dog shit. Hey, Sick.
What up?
I just want to ask you because I'm on my lunch break. I've been at work all day. What you think about Marathon? Man, did you like it?
To be honest with you, I am intrigued. I'm gonna tell you why. I love Helldivers, and what it proposes is similar to Helldivers, except for the fact that there are other people that you're going up against now too. So it's a PvE.
Are they computer controlled or are they human?
No, there's humans and there's also regular enemies like NPCs. And from what I saw from it, I'm like, dog, this shit is gonna be mayhem when motherfuckers start playing. Like when I say mayhem, it is going to be mayhem. Why? You're going to be a player. You're going to be doing your missions, right? Whatever your missions is, whatever missions you was assigned to do when you got to the map or whatever. and you're gonna run into NPCs or whatnot, right? Them NPCs you run into, you're gonna get into a firefight or what may have you, and it might go a little longer than expected, right? But the problem is there's a team that's in another building looking right down at you fighting this goddamn NPC, nigga, and they gonna take your shit, they gonna blow your fucking head off. And I know that's how it's gonna work. And then what's gonna happen is, because you know when people learn how to cheese things or when they learn how to exploit the game, you're gonna have motherfuckers who find a spot where you really don't know where the fuck they are, right? They're gonna camp out. They're gonna wait for you to get in firefights with the NPCs, and they're gonna use that to farm kills. Shit, they do that now in Call of Duty.
So
Niggas just
let me
sit
ask you
out
a question,
and camp,
Stick.
nigga. Yeah.
So the game crossplay, you think the PC users still gonna be trying to cheat?
Yes.
Okay.
Nigga, they gonna have cheats ready before the game even drop, dog. The thing is, I don't think no PC niggas really want smoke with Bungie though, because Bungie done already sued and won. You know what I'm saying? So they might leave Bungie alone for sure. For real, for real.
Okay, let me ask you another question. Do you think the bots will support this game?
I didn't get blocked on Twitter Gaming Despair. I deactivated. Yeah, bro. I fucking left that cesspool.
It is a cesspool of OnlyFans girl porn and right-wing talking points.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could reactivate it right now, but nah, I think I'm cool. Y'all got that. Y'all can have that.
You ain't missing sick. You ain't missing nothing. So let me ask you a question, Stick.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've been repeatedly having this conversation amongst some PlayStation fans about the next console. Now, there's this certain group that wanted to be a handheld, and others that want a traditional console. And I brought this up before, but I want big leaps in hardware, and I just don't see how you're gonna get that on a handheld.
Well, my thing is, and I can answer this very simply for you.
Yeah.
I think PlayStation should stay the course that they're on. They have a portal. That portal can work independently if people want it. You know what I mean? Right. I don't think they need to put the strain. I mean, we having trouble getting games from their fucking teams already, right? Like, why in the hell do you want to throw a handheld in the mix of that? You know what I mean?
No, they're talking about the handheld replacing the console.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not, because then you're going to be stuck in a state of mobile gaming. Like, we took a look at what the Switch 2 had to offer, and that shit still looked terrible, dog. It still looked terrible, and it's the updated hardware, my nigga. Like, no, I'm cool. Like, if they want that shit...
Well, they're saying you can use PSSR. You don't need to... They said you don't need better hardware than what we got now.
No. Let me tell you how stupid that sounds. We know you got PC hardware, right? Then you got several fucking mobile PC handheld devices, right? And they all look like fucking garbage. Why? Because they are mobile. They're running off mobile-based chips. They have to be run by battery. They look terrible. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't care how much DLSS
I've been told Sony's the
you
one
gonna
that
put
can
in
do
there.
it.
No, I'm cool.
I've been told Sony, it's the limitation is not the hardware, it's just that Sony hadn't got involved in it. And when Sony does it, it's gonna be, they said they don't want to.
Nope.
Certain people are saying we don't want a PS6 with more GPU and more RAM and faster processor.
Go buy a Switch 2.
We need a handheld.
Go buy a Switch 2. There you go. You got all the handheld you need.
Yeah, I don't see them I don't see them disrupting their whole home console business to focus specifically on a hybrid handheld docking device. I just don't see it. I think they should make a new portal. Hell, give us an OLED screen on the portal. Beef the portal up with the PS6, but I don't think you need to go full on trying to compete. They said, well, since they've killed Xbox, they now need to try to kill Nintendo. And I just don't see.
Nope. Let Nintendo stay and do whatever the fuck it is Nintendo is doing, selling y'all some $80 Mario Kart, nigga. Y'all have at that shit. It's available to you already. If you don't want a Nintendo Switch 2, nigga, go buy a Legion Go. If you don't want a Legion Go, then go buy a fucking Steam Deck. If you don't want a Steam
Or get
Deck,
the Xbox handheld that's coming out this summer.
Oh, there you go. Or go get the fucking Xbox handheld, bro. We don't need PlayStation doing that. Let me tell you, PlayStation is already disappointing as fuck in the current state that they are in, just trying to manage a fucking a goddamn console. No, we don't need them changing that fucking strategy to a goddamn handheld strategy, dog. For what? For what? So we can see this the market shift to this mobile lackluster, like little to fucking no effort put into fucking to these games, or do we want to have a battle of, ooh, it's just so crazy that this can run on this device? Nigga, I'm cool. I don't want to have that conversation.
I would say
I'm with you, Sick. I'm with you on that.
I was gonna say
$110 Last of Us complete. Yeah. 2 games. $110.
Yeah, you goddamn right, and I bought it. If you don't want it, I mean, don't get it. It's just a bundle.
What is that? What is that? Like $55 a piece? If you don't take into account the what it comes with, like a
DLCs.
comic book or and the DLCs and all of that.
It's just a repackage. Plenty of companies repackage products and sell it again. You know how many times they
Let me be very clear. I think what PlayStation is doing with Naughty Dog is nasty work. Nasty work. They came out with Last of Us 2 in 2020, right? Then a few years later, they came with The Last of Us Part 1 remaster or remake, right? Then they ported that shit to PC, right? Then they came with Last of Us Part 2 remaster, right? And then now they're selling a collection of both the games that they just fucking released. Bro, what the fuck are we doing here, dog? I don't care how great the game. I don't care how great y'all think those games are.
Capitalize on the popularity.
I don't care how great y'all think these games are. I don't care how much you like the TV show. I don't give a fuck how much you think they're trying to incorporate this shit into the TV show. This is way too much of the same fucking game being resold over and over and over again. I'm sorry. If you want to buy it, that's cool. I ain't got no argument for you, bro. But that, y'all, there's nobody who's going to sit up here and tell me this ain't nasty work, bro. This shit is
nasty work, Sick. This is what it is, Sick. They're just repackaging some old shit. You can buy it or you don't have to buy it. It ain't, I'll say this. They're not, them repackaging these 2 games is not stopping them from working on new games.
It's not stopping them, but you can't do that after you've canceled the game that people been waiting on, which you didn't have to work on in the beginning. And if you got so far along that the game was playable and people liked it, then you should have divvied that shit off to some other team to manage the game while you worked on other shit, dog. Like you can't cancel a game or you're no longer cooking this game, but nigga, you cooking up the same shit over and over, still feeding it to us every year or two.
Well, that
like,
shit,
nah.
They not cooking it up though. Sick, the shit already done. They just putting it back out again.
Yeah, which makes it. Does that make it?
I'm not upset by it.
No. I'm not upset by it. Look. I'm not upset by it, but I am identifying that it's some bullshit.
I will say this. I'm more concerned about them not having a new game the whole generation. That's what I'm more concerned about. Is we're 5 years into the generation, and we may be 2 more years. That's just not acceptable.
Why make a new game if you can just keep selling the old one? What's the point?
Is it more is it more they can't make a new game, or that all the thing they're working on to make sure that the new game runs differently?
Hey, that's a fact, Stardust. Stardust said The Last of Us Skyrim edition.
I mean, yeah.
Look,
How much
the
time does it
game
have
is
anyway?
wonderful. I have nothing to say about the game.
Game is
The
phenomenal.
game is a fucking masterpiece. Both part 1 and 2 are fucking masterpieces, right? But just because this shit is a masterpiece don't mean that people want to be sold the same shit over and over and over again.
According
Right?
to these sales, yes.
I think this is
According
just
to
for
these
the.
sales.
I think this is for the hardcore Naughty Dog Last of Us fans.
Yeah.
That's all it's for. I mean, I don't think it's for the average
I think
consumer. The
I
average
think you're
person's
right.
not gonna buy this shit.
I think you're
They're
right.
not buying this. You can get those games separately for way cheaper. So they're not gonna buy this. So I think they have a small subset of people that they know are gonna buy it.
At least wait another generation before you release the shit again, dog. Like,
Oh,
come on, dog. We
yeah,
already got the
I don't think-
remaster and a remake. If you're gonna give us another remake or another remaster, bro, get that shit to us next generation.
Yo,
bro. Like,
yo, when they do
I got
Last
another
of Us 3,
question,
they'll
Sid.
do it again.
I got a question, not necessarily related to this.
Go
I got
ahead.
one more question, right? Have you found it a little odd? And I've asked this to several people. All right, so you had Assassin's Creed come out, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, obviously the Pro version is the best version. It looks and runs great on the Pro. Digital Foundry even said it's a transformative experience on the Pro. All right, they made their little video of the Pro version. Didn't compare it to a PC at all, right?
Did they compare it to an Xbox?
So I was like, okay, where? No, they didn't compare it. They just kind of put out a video for the Pro version showing you all the features, but didn't really do a comparison between the other. They compared it to the PS5, like telling you the differences, right? So I'm like,
that's what it seems like they always do at this point, right? Like
Right.
when it's
So
something
look.
good for Xbox, then they'll pit them against each other, right?
Right.
And say, oh yeah, well the Xbox is doing this better, blah 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 blah. But since they can no longer fucking do that, now they're just like,
Right.
yeah, well,
So-
if you compare it to
So I
the
said, okay.
PS5, then
Right. So that they never compared it to a high-end PC. They made a video about Assassin's Creed running on PC, but didn't compare it to the Pro. I was like, okay, that's weird. So they normally do, right? Then they made a video of Last of Us Part 2 recently came out on PC. Right? They made a video about the PC version. NX Gamer made a video about the PC version. In his version, he didn't even compare it to how it looked on the PlayStation. He said, well, it looks way better than what we get on the Pro, but don't show you anything. And then Digital Foundry did a video, and they compared the Pro running PS4 code, comparing it to the PC.
What?
Wow.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
what?
They did not. They did a video of the PC version of Last of Us Part 2, comparing it to the Pro running the PS4 version of the game. It even says up there in the corner, this
That
is running
means that
PS4
the
code.
PS5 smacks the shit out of the Pro smacks the shit out of the fucking PC version. So they comparing it to the lesser version.
And then they even said in the video, on the menu screen where the boat is sitting before you've beaten the game, the boat is sitting there in the water and the waves are going back and forth. They said the PS4 version has better image quality, not the PS4 Pro. PS4 version got better image quality than the PC running at medium settings, and they said shouldn't be the case. That shouldn't be the case.
Oh,
they
so
never
they
compared
ran
the
the
remaster.
PS4 code. They used the PS4 code to express why this is bullshit.
Yeah, never showed you the PS5 version or the PS5 Pro version running on the remaster. They never did a comparison. Never. In their video. And NX Gamer did a video, and he made a statement at the beginning of his video, this can scale higher than even the Pro on a high-end PC, but never showed it. Never showed a comparison of this game running on a high-end PC versus the Pro.
That's the
It's like they refuse to show these games running on the against the Pro on these high-end PC. What's going on?
See, that's the thing, right? Like, the one reason why I like Michael from NXT Gamer is because he was more unbiased in what he does. Whether he says is better here or better there or whatever, that doesn't make a difference. But he has literally turned into Digital Foundry 2.0.
Yeah, IGN.
Yep, his video was totally pointless.
I even called him out on it, bro. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, look at what you're doing. And he was like, oh, well, you didn't watch my video. No, motherfucker. We all on this stream watched this fucking video. You don't know that though. Our interaction was on Twitter.
they always compare these ports on the PC to the PS5. They're not even doing it anymore. And these are PlayStation exclusives. I want to know, hey, you're saying you can't tell me in the video it scales higher graphically than the PS5 Pro, but then do no comparison. You just can't. That's not. How can I take your word for it if you don't even show me?
You know what I think? I think what Corey Massey said has some validity to it, right? But I think what they're doing is they're trying to counteract that point, right? So what Corey Massey said a long time ago is he was like, well, you know, they got they're putting these ports on PC so that, you know, people will convert over to the PlayStation 5. And I'm like, dude, that's not gonna fucking happen. And I think he was like, well, when they see the way these games run on the PC versus the way it runs on the fucking Pro or the PS5, then, you know, they're going to make the decision because not only is it cheaper, but they're getting better performing games there. And I think what's happening is because they see that these games are running better on the fucking PS5, they're trying to step away from comparing the PC to the PS5 Pro because it shows the reason why you should want one.
Yeah. Check this out. So I read an article on Eurogamer, and they were interviewing somebody from Naughty Dog that helped work on the PC version of Last of Us Part 2. And if you read some of the stuff in the article, he even says, had this game not been created on the PlayStation first and then ported to the PC, he said when you're able to build a game for a console, there's nothing between you and the hardware. There's no drivers, there's no configurations. It's just you and the console. So you're going to be able to max it out. He also said the amount of granularity and how deep you can get when it comes to shaders and other things when you're making a game, you can never do this. He said if the game was being built for PC, they would have never been able to do this.
No, they wouldn't.
Because there's too many configurations to do it.
Didn't he say something about memory? Like you have the full memory, access to the memory or something like that too?
I don't know if they said that in the article, but
he said something about like full access. So when you say full access, like the memory or something, where PC it kind of bottleneck or something like that.
Well, the difference is you can code to the metal when it comes to these consoles. When it comes to PC, again, you got to think of all the variations of cards that it has to run on, right? You have to take that into account. And again, that's where they get their minimum spec from when it comes to that. So, you know, it's that's the reason why all of this hoopla is just like, you know, it's kind of funny now. But I do have to give Corey his props because I think maybe that was PlayStation's thinking. Maybe PlayStation purposely made those ports where they weren't as good or whatever the case may be in order to do that. And they knew that Digital Foundry would take that and be like, oh, okay, it looks better here and there and there. But, you know, they switch how they do things based on the narrative that they want to push, right? So again, like I said, when it came to Xbox versus PlayStation, nigga, they went to photo mode to try to prove a point. The game run better on PlayStation in real time, but hey, it gets a higher resolution in photo mode. Nigga, what?
I mean, it's
nigga, what? Y'all,
said,
this is when that's when I truly knew. That's when I truly knew Digital Foundry was compromised, bro. There was no doubt about it in my mind for 1 fucking second after that particular point. I'm like, dog, name one person you ever seen that said, dog, we are gonna test the resolution in photo mode, nigga. Not a single technical analysis person has ever done that shit before. And I'm like, dog, what the fuck? What in the world are we doing here?
Yeah, it was control, right? It was control where they start to do that photo mode bullshit.
He said,
but I think they only did that for. I think they only did that for control. I don't think we've ever seen that test done on any other game.
Look, they said this right here. They said this dude name is Travis McIntosh. He said it's just great on the PS5. He's talking about Last of Us Part 2. He said there's almost nothing between us and the hardware. It's just we know what we're gonna get. We can build our command list and send them off and know exactly what's gonna happen. And props to Nixus for figuring out how that will work on a PC with 100,000 configurations.
Sickhumortv.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, and he said, and then you gotta think on PC, you gotta worry about shader compilation, and why the fuck when you boot up a game, you gotta wait 20 minutes for it to compile shaders? You know what I'm saying? Like this, this stuff you don't gotta deal with. Even Digital Foundry said it. They had to admit the PS5 and its hardware decompression capabilities is the reason why Last of Us Part 1 on the PC ran like dog shit, because the game was constantly decompressing and loading in assets. And the PlayStation has a hardware component that doesn't have to touch the CPU, that just handles that task. Whereas on the
didn't
PC,
they say direct storage was supposed to be similar
that
to
shit,
the way the PS5 works?
yeah, it's supposed to, direct storage. All that does is offload those tasks to the GPU versus the CPU, but you're still taking some kind of performance hit because you don't have dedicated hardware to do it. You're just offloading these tasks to the GPU.
Yeah.
So when you would enter a new area on Last of Us Part 1, right? On the PC, it would have to load in them assets and the frame rate would tank because the CPU is trying to do all this decompressing of the assets. Whereas on the PlayStation, it has a hardware component that handles that. It don't need to touch the CPU.
Wait, what?
So
hold on.
No,
Kimberly said, "Sick. I watched the channel who was playing Last of Us on PC, but kept running into problems. They bought a PS5."
But Sick, remember when I said that last time and people got mad at me in the chat where I was like, to this day, the PS5 Kraken decompression is unmatched. And they were like, oh, there's direct storage and all this on PC. I was like, no, there isn't. There's no comparison.
Whoa. You do know Kraken decompression isn't only for the PS5, right?
No, sorry, IO Throughput. My bad, IO Throughput. I meant the IO Throughput. The IO Throughut, how they decompress. Yeah, that what I meant. Sorry. I just said Kraken because that's where I remember
seen
from.
this so many times this generation alone that it shouldn't have been a shocker, right? Like Mark Cerny,
refuse to believe
the
it.
only person that tried to tell y'all the truth, and y'all niggas didn't want to listen. Y'all didn't want to listen. Y'all like the flashy bullshit. Y'all like for Xbox to bullshit y'all. So y'all listen to what they were saying because they were giving y'all buzzwords. Dog, as a society, bro, I swear I feel like society is getting so fucking stupid, bro. It just think about this. One man literally sat on stage, tried to give you a breakdown and let you know what you could expect, and was absolutely right on every single point that he hit. Yet everybody wanted all of the flashy bullshit word salad. They wanted buzzwords to be able to say.
And
now,
new thing with Digital Foundry. Sorry, go ahead.
And now they're all looking goofy at the fact that the PC is having a very fucking hard time keeping up. Which shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody because, like I told y'all, the difference with console and PC is the hardware in console is always the same. It's a constant. PCs, you can buy a PC that you think is spec the same as another PC, and it's not. They got a different a different NVMe SSD that they're using. You know what I mean? They're using a CPU, but they got a different type of memory that they're using. You know what I'm saying? From the other person. So they're not going to get the same level of performance as a person who is similarly spec to them, because there's so many different variations of the hardware, even down to the video card. You could have a video card from Zotac, a video card from MSI, a video card from Nvidia, and a video card from Gigabyte. You know, you can have the same card and have different performance just based off of the manufacturer you get the card from.
Yep.
So that's why it's not surprising to me. That's why all of this is part of the course to me.
Even down to like the power that your GPU or your CPU is getting, you can overclock or underclock your hardware just in the BIOS. Like, so even if you have the exact same GPU as somebody else, they could have more power going to their system, basically overclocking their system, giving them a greater or a little bit more advantage. They can't code for that shit.
Nope.
But the point that I want
The point that I wanted to make about Digital Foundry, and thank you very much, Sick, for admitting that I might have been right. I don't need you to necessarily admit that I was right.
Oh man, oh Lord.
Listen.
That's all I wanted to say
I'm
on that part.
always gonna give it to you when it starts to make sense, right? It didn't make sense previously, but now give or take, seeing what they're doing, it seems like that might have been Sony's plan. I have no problem with admitting it. None.
So you're saying that the piece you're saying they put the game on the PC. Wait, say that again. How do they entice people to get a PlayStation?
Mm-hmm.
So they put these games on PC, and your 4090, your $2,000 plus PC has better shadows than the $700 console, and you're telling me that that's a better experience because I got better shadows? Bro, I don't know anybody who's ever been like, I need to get better shadows in my video game, so I'm gonna go spend $2,000 on this PC. So yeah, they're looking. They put these games on PC like, oh, y'all think y'all gonna get these games and they're gonna look so much better than my console? Here is the game. Here's the thing that you people have been asking for, and the thing that they've been asking for is, oh, we get to see these games on PC, and we get to see how they really look. People who have PCs and have really good PCs, they will tell you, if you buy any of these PC games, they look like they do on your PS5, especially if you got the PS5 Pro version, or if you even back on the regular PS5. They look
That's
like
why I have a
they do.
dual shit PC.
Listen,
that's why
they got a
my
whole
PS5 is all I need.
Listen, if you go to Naughty Dog's Twitter account,
big advantage. Where's
you go to Naughty Dog's Twitter account right now. Right. I mean, you go to Naughty Dog's Twitter account right now. They have a tweet up that says, for players enjoying The Last of Us Part 2 on PC, you can report any issues you may be encountering and learn more about workarounds that we found to solve these issues. And they have a link, or Nix has got a website with a ton of FAQs about different issues people are having on the PCs and different workarounds to get the game working. Now, let me ask, I don't think you got to do that on console. You know,
that's exactly my point. Like, who pays to sit and tweak settings, bro? Like who pays more to sit and tweak settings? People, we like to in this community be like, oh, PC's better, just throw that universal out there. Yeah, there are PCs that are going to be better than console at that $2,000 range. My philosophy is, PlayStation came in and they looked at the PC market and said, if we can get into this middle ground, this point where only the $2,000 PCs can be like, okay, well, we're going to just run the game at 240 frames per second, even though it looked the exact same. Okay, so you paid $2,000 to run it at 240 frames, but everybody else is basically in struggle bus mode. And the majority of the PC community, this is why I don't even really talk about the PC community with people in the video game space, is because everybody likes to front like they're on the 4090 and they're on a 4080, 5090 type series. We see Nvidia sales, bro. Their most popular selling card is the 60 series. Every time they release, it's the 3060, it's the 4060. It ain't the 4070, it ain't the 4080, it ain't the 4090. It's the 60 series. It's the cheap version. And the cheap version in these PCs that's not getting any optimization for it runs like dog shit. That's why you see these people complaining, oh, Monster Hunter Wilds looks so bad on my PC. It runs like shit on my PC. And then you have the high-end people like, oh, it runs fine on mine. Because you can just brute force it to run fine on yours. But you paid $2,000 for that. You paid $2,000 to get the exact same experience that I paid $700 for. So yeah, Sony's like, yeah, we're gonna get it right. Not even the exact same. So Sony's like, yeah, we'll get right here in the middle of the PC community and we'll split them in half. We'll show people that you need either the very best equipment possible, or if you got anything in that mid-range to low-end PC space, you are better off with the console, my guy. You spending $1,500 to tweak settings to. It's a reason why Digital Foundry's most popular videos are the videos where they are showing PC gamers how to put the console settings into their PC. There's a reason why their most popular videos are that. And now Digital Foundry, the new thing with Digital Foundry that I saw and I was just like, you know what? I'm never watching their channel again. These
Oh,
niggas
now
actually
y'all
are-
don't want to watch them again.
I never watched them.
I'm at the point now where I don't. I had
You see the
already
game, huh?
unsubscribed. I don't. I see the game playing out now, and it is nasty,
It been
nasty
this
work
way.
that these folks are doing.
It been this way.
These dudes literally try to play the whole consoles have frame rate stutter too. We show on these TVs using the TV frame rate counter that they already told us that, you know, this isn't an accurate reading of the frame rate that's playing. They already went through that and told us, don't use your TV frame rate counter. Use our software tools for frame rate counter. But they just literally had a video talking about how their stutter compilation in certain PlayStation games using the same fucking frame rate
Which
counter
games are those?
from their TV. They showed The Last of Us. It was like, there's a stutter when you're panning the camera on The Last of Us, and it only happens every 8 seconds.
I
Bruh,
have both of those
nasty,
games, and I haven't seen
nasty work.
I haven't seen
It
no
is
stutter in The Last
nasty,
of Us 1 or 2.
nasty work, bro. At this point, they are just outright lying to y'all because they need this PC versus console war to pop now. Because when it was Xbox and PC, they could play the two consoles against each other. The PlayStation, what they did this generation, they came in and they basically made it like, you don't really need a PC, you don't really need an upgrade. Because now consoles got 60 frames per second. You saw the second they started having one game that showed up at 30 frames per second. You see, these new consoles, they're gonna all be 30 frames per second. All the games are gonna be 30 frames per second now. And PlayStation, like, nah, we gonna put ray tracing and 60 FPS in our games. And it shut them up. And now, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, well, now their shader compilation starter. Oh, PSSR is a failure. Anything that they can possibly do to try to downplay the fact that if you are gaming in 2025, the only possible reason to get a PC is if you want to become a streamer, because it probably is a little bit easy.
Not even
Modding,
streamer.
if you want to become, I would say if you want to become a streamer just because you could, you know, actually
you can do that from a
record your
console.
gameplay. The thing is you can record your gameplay from the console, but you need to be on some extra, man. You got to be thrashed to be in there on freaking the PlayStation.
You'd be
To
surprised.
do what? To stream?
No, you'd be surprised
use
that
use the PlayStation software to edit videos and make good videos, bro. Like
I see
most of these people don't have the technical know-how to do any of the shit that they want to do anyway.
Wait, just now. I just want to say one thing to that. I know people that stream from their PlayStation or their Xbox on Twitch and stuff, and they just use their phone to edit videos and things because they could do it on their phone.
No, because you could do it directly from YouTube.
You could do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
In the PlayStation, don't the PlayStation got good tools to do editing and stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
have the
on PlayStation as well. Yeah. And it's really good. It's good.
It is really good. It is really good. But like I said, there aren't a lot of
I get what you're saying though, because you're saying that, you know, the complexity of being able to multitask and have, you know, all of this other stuff going on while editing and stuff like that. Yeah, you're right. You want to have a PC for that.
Yeah,
but
but just the games, just straight up gaming.
It even goes back to just the fact that a lot of the YouTube channels, a lot of just streamers in general, they play on PC just simply because it's easier for them. It's easier for that individual streamer to play on PC. and that's why you see this whole PC the new wave and PC the future, and the PC market is growing and the console market isn't. That's all because you have the content creators who want PC to be the mainstream, but PC can't be the mainstream because PC doesn't get optimization for games. It requires technical know-how to get the performance out of the game that you want. Either you know how to do it, or you go and watch somebody's YouTube video to know how to do it, and that's where the content is you then need them to make your game work right. And that's why Digital Foundry is like, let's push this console war shit, and let's push this PC versus console shit. But the reality is Sony has already set the standard. You don't really need a PC if you're just a gamer. You just want to play games. You want to come home, play games at 60, get the best visuals. Your base PS5 is going to do that. You want the very best in visuals. You want the guaranteed 60. You get the Pro. $700 out the door. $750 after taxes out the door gets you the same. I'm calling it the same, but it's not. Well, it gets you the equivalent of a $1,500 PC.
All right, so
who pays double the price for some shit?
So hold on. 1 second. I gotta go take care of some shit with this car.
Oh yeah, you've been said that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Peace
So
out.
I'm about to get the fuck up out of here, but I'm off until Wednesday, so I'm gonna be back.
I'm gonna be out.
Man.
Yeah. Peace out, man. You guys have fun.
Peace.
Yes, sir.
See you.